For the time being, we'll start with Idris Gibson Mansaye, National Peace Education Advisor, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. So this particular day, a global day, we all continue them for look at how far they don't go, for making the country peaceful, and the things that we can continue for do for strengthening peace among everybody. As somebody we don't dey into peace business, we don't dey advocate, and also we don't dey make sure say everybody practice the things that we get for do with peace. Where somebody here this day for the first time, waiting for calmness somebody in mind, where you hear about International Peace Day?
Well, waiting to calm now somebody in mind. In the first place, let me just say congratulations to all we the Sierra Leoneans them. We live for see this day today, where we join the one world for commemorate this day. Because this day now a call to action, we recognize we individual and collective responsibility for foster peace. Now that this day stand for. We individual and collective responsibility. So not to one hand something. Now your hand, me your hand, where we for work towards achieving peace. And indeed, 2 or 3 days or a week before this day, we don't hear where some individuals them, they call some trainings, they get some seminars, they get some symposiums, yeah, where they talk about peace. We don't monitor, radio, all about. We go Kenema, McKinney, Freetown, people them they all. We say me start these peace education programs with Sierra Leoneans them, where we go as refugees in Guinea and Liberia, and also for the Liberians them, we come as Sierra Leone as refugees. They all will be they talk to them. They tell you say, now this make me be join this fete. Some go tell you say, na family issue inside me house. Some go tell you say, na community issue inside me community. Some go tell you say, they deny me some rights where I forget. All the issues in there, when you put them together, we make people at one. Now this bring the fete, now this bring the war. Okay. From that time day where the part announce say war done. Now the time for don't set up structures them, we for ensure say inside we home, we not do waiting can make. You understand that we get this open conflict because people like say conflict is inevitable. Always there now we act. But when you there now you act, you get your responsibility for making you resolve them. Right. But when you allow a commoner you act, it affects you ways it don't become external conflict. For me you resolve them, it's very difficult. Now manage them. Right. So all them tidbits there, the issues there. From the time where they announce say war done. At the time for don't get a big institution like this who don't get, right. They begin work on the issues there. Now you house, now your community, now institution, now the country. Right. So for them 10 days, we able to go smoothly for enjoy the peace. But from that 10 days to now, the guns are silent, but there is no total peace.
All right, you mentioned about peace now collective responsibility, but other set of people again believe say peace just lies in a government hand. So it's not the role and the responsibility for ordinary citizen where it can buy peace in the country.
Peace not to government one gain get them. First you are your lens. You see say that not the perception. A perception can be wrong, it can be right. But peace starts within yourself, now individual responsibility. Peace not a thing where you give, now thing where you forget. If you peaceful, me peaceful, and you peaceful, yeah, and me and you the day a government, then we're not gonna get conflict. You don't understand? So not to government one grain, now individual. You the individual. To you yourself, now you host, now your institution, now your community and government. But why we keep put onto government? Government gets the responsibility for do certain thing where we feel say na government for do am, na for join hand which we collectively for do am.
Where not like some of them thing then they?
Fine. Institutions, empower institution. Like where we can say peace na the absence of fighting. Peace na the absence of violence. So people like can say where you say peace, na justice first. And justice back there in two folds. You understand? Eh? You get justice where you dey give because it due. You understand? Eh? You get justice where they ensure. The one way due you get right to life. Nobody know for take your life for no cause. You get right to food. You get right to protection. You get right, you understand, eh, to many things. That justice day, you do. If you get that justice, if na me and you too, I forgive you a justice to right to food. When I dey give you the food, you don't for even tell me thank you. I for happy forgive you the food because it is your right, it do you. Then you said you're happy for receiver, then that will be a win-win. But justice way they ensure, it is like individual, it is like institution, it is like the judicial system. Yeah? Because when the absence of peace only, the lawyer will case only, it will go stand for one party. The judge, it not be part of the conflict, but it will render judgment. Sometimes me and you to get plaba. Now me self don't offend you. I dey go now to lawyer. If the lawyer sabi talk, even though I don't offend you, now me they go get right na court. The judge, you know, they pay the plaba. But because the prosecutor don't give a statement, because the lawyer don't go represent me well, in the end, that justice will they come, it give one person. The one person they go and laugh, the one person they left and cry. Then in a win-lose. So the justice, what they say, that the just society, where you be say, you they give somebody in right way do am. But when you ensure that right way do am, then at the judicial system. And the judicial system, we all know, because they not be part of the conflict, but then they render judgment of the conflict. So this is a problem. So peace, now the absence of fighting, now the absence of violence, but not a total peace. Because fighting no go dey, violence no go dey, but something they under, what they call a passive peace. Right. Now time bomb.
Mr. Mansari, you make an important point, maybe the end, the last respond to the last question. You say the guns are silent, but there is no total peace.
Yes.
Two more highlight into that. In the words, there is no total peace.
Yeah, you two go dey, like I don't tell you so. I need justice from you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need justice from you. The justice is due me. This is about rights. You understand it? Then you not give me what you due me. Yeah? What can happen? I not get the power. Maybe you strong, a gallant past me. Yeah? I not go fetch you. I go accept. But that acceptance day, inside my heart, I'm not happy. That time bomb. So the guns are silent. There is no throw of blows. But I get something different about you. So that peace say, we call them passive peace. That time bomb. Active peace, now way you talk about, I remember where the UN said, it's in a call to action and recognize our individual and collective responsibilities. Me and you two for interact. Waiting, you forget them. Me say for happy, forgive you. That don't give you a win-win solution. But when I not give you, I not get the power, I not go fetch you. I go begin plan myself. I say, oh, now where you strong pass me. Oh, now where right now get money pass me. Myself they wait. They tell me self strong pass you. They tell me self get money pass you. They tell me self get power pass you. I go turn around. For do you that way behind me. So that peace day, within a society, the guns are silent. But I mean, there is no active peace, na passive peace. And that kind of peace, that time bomb.
All right. One thing you mentioned get for do with food, right to life, the justice sector. And the justice sector now one way, they inside the TRC report. So, where it comes by justice for Salone, people and so far, don't they get, the right justice when they're supposed to forget?
Well, any justice we can down the like I tell you, say justice in two folds. You get your rights, then they wait to do you. You get this so it ensure it happen. Most times, then we call the adjudication. Always they win-lose. That justice day, one party they cry, well, I say party, not a political party, but one person they cry, one person they laugh. There is no justice because they win-lose end result. And that justice, for me, as you tell me about justice, when a justice after, when conflict don't come, when a court business, I tell you, say, hey, peace not go always there. Because we have a reactive. Now, till when they go back a turn, we don't see the TRC, we don't tell me, so man kill in a village, then deny a right to land, this land tenure system. Make a run away from a village. What happen? If they go join the rebel, now they say, come with one of the community. Now they come with one of the family. Somebody go ask, that bobo will be all born at that village. I seek out gone now village. He say, yes, they be give me wrong justice. arbitration. The people away at the elders them. They talk that case day because me uncle, me daddy left this property. Me uncle say he get trained past me. Court of arbitration. They give me wrong. Then we go na court. Court go give me wrong. So myself, I dey train me, bobo. I want to let me family, I get lawyer. So the lawyer tomorrow, himself, he can't fetch for me. So now that reactive. So you don't say that kind of peace. Now management. I make we what they say. We own programs. When there is conflict, it's not easy for me to resolve them. Now management, now conflict management. There is no conflict resolution.
So you talk about passive peace. Is it that the country not in any reality of peace or waiting exactly?
Well, the kind of peace where we expect by knowing it now active peace. You understand? When a collective responsibility, when me and you two, not to you for give me peace, not to me for give you peace. I for be peaceful. You say for peaceful.
Okay.
And that is absent in this country.
Okay, plenty thank you to you. Name na Idris Gibson Mansaye in the National Peace Education Advisor on the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. As today we all know the International Day of Peace on the global theme Actions for Peace, Ambition for the Global Goals. And for can continue for talk more on this particular issue at this time also I dey welcome we other studio guests we come out and the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion winner Edward Musa Fakpaka and in the board member representing the South region. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, my sister. Thank you very much. Just a quick correction. Mina to Edward Parker, Mina Charles Lahai. Mina, the Director for Conflict Resolution and Mediation at the Independent Commission.
Okay, we sorry for that mistake there. Well, thanks for the correction. The program Good Morning Salon they continue. So you come out on the Independent and Peace Commission and when you talk about peace, the focus and attention they directly to the Peace Commission and the role assist on a direct mandate. But before you talk about this day directly, take we through about on a different engagement with the Independent Peace Commission don't they do, especially on also now they try for engage the two political party them.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think today na a day where we all for dedicate to the discourse. The Peace Commission, an institution where we all know where they been set up as a result of what we go through in this country. And given the fact, say, we be no say we not been get an infrastructure for peace, it be necessary for we get an institution we go able for deal with some of them issues, them we can calm them, chamot them, their disagreement, and all of the things that we, my brother, they talk here about. Since the formation of the commission in 2021, following the act where the bill with them being turned into act, the commission been engaged in a series of engagements. You make reference just not to engagement with political parties. Probably I will get for disappoint you a little because I not go forget deep into RAM because I know think I get the mandate for can discuss that one day today. But we all know say as a commission we be engaged the two political parties them the APC and government. Because the APC did not say they not get an issue with the SLPP, which they get problem with, without they get problem with the government. So I think it's good for we get that clarification from the onset. A number of engagements been take place, and we know say people have been come out from other countries, them from other institutions, including the Commonwealth, the ECOWAS, and then other institutions, local institutions like the Interreligious Council, themselves also been make their own effort for let them, can play a third party role. So the engagement still they continue. The outcome I cannot say here, but I know see you and me know say the engagement still they continue, and which we for do as Sierra Leoneans now for let we continue for, like he said, for be peaceful. Let we continue for sure say we want to see this process go through. Let we continue for sure say political tolerance go there, and let we also continue for no say we all for sojourn towards building national cohesion.
All right, we can look at the role and responsibility of the Peace Commission. But firstly, Mr. Lai, how you could describe the country in peace presently?
I think say a lot of people don't they always say, including myself, say we peace fragile because peace, if I can just take them from outside me, brother, stop. Peace now a life-sustaining requirement. Everybody need them. Everybody in the world need them. And we talk about peace because we know say something fundamental don't go wrong or go wrong. So the country situation at the moment, I think the peace fragile, that we have to say, but the space there for make we able to come together and understand ourselves better.
So why you saying that fragility piece the country they go through?
You know, if you go through the last fragility report, you will see some of the content of that report, some of the things that way they inside and the thing that way they show. Okay, and when we say a fragile, it not mean say peace not they know a day, but it can be threatened. And I'll give you a few examples where we know. I mean, as journalists, we don't come more elections. We know what thing they happen because elections results were, said to be flawed. One political party no accept the elections result, then don't make them demands them. And when they come in for mediate such, processes, you really get for ensure say you look at waiting at the competing interests them, waiting at the needs them, waiting at the positions them, and you also get some, dynamics them where you get for look at. So I am saying this piece is fragile because we still get the elements them we surround them, we get the potential for push we back into other things.
All right, Mr. Lai, you just mentioned about how we peace fragile, and people get the thought say bad governance now one of the issues them we can make any country get issues, peace not good day. So in any way bad governance so far can make any country get issue?
Absolutely. So let's predicate that on the theme of this year's commemoration. We say action for peace, ambition for global goals. Bad governance are one of the systemic the factors that will create the war we Salon go through. Okay. Bad governance, systemic corruption, youth marginalization, marginalization of women, etc., etc. So if you don't pick out bad governance, it means say we all get for look at which kind of governance we want to see. And if you look at the ambition for the global goals, it means what we want to achieve, we will make ourselves contribute to the global goals. And what are these global goals? If you look at the SDGs, for example, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, one of them, they talk about peace. The other one, they talk about promoting education. The other one, they talk about promoting good health. The other one, they talk about climate change, etc., etc. So, what do we self go do? How we want to contribute for make we achieve them global goals then? We look at let's come back to your governance issue we raise. Let we look at what in Africa don't set, the architecture Africa don't set for itself. We get what they call the African Charter on Democracy, Elections and Governance. And I think this discourse today, they around that particular architecture. Okay? What in the architecture they talk about? How will they promote fundamental rights? We look at with democracy and see it's an inclusive democracy. We will make sure say governance architecture is in such a way that if a political party not in governance, no means it not will contribute to the governance process. Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, it not will contribute to the governance process. What we go also do for ensure say some of the current stalemates them inside Salon, following the level of political intransigence and political parties them we're not willing, or political party we're not willing for take part in the governance process. What do we do? So now, if you look at what make we day here today, the International Day of Peace. Now, some of all the things then they look at, where they know say there is need for intergovernmental cooperation. There is need for international cooperation for make sure say peace and security day. So who say governance not bad governance day? Peace not the day, security not go day. I mean we social welfare matters and not go be addressed in the way we supposed to see them.
So Mr. Lai, in line with the bad governance it's threatening the country in peace, in your words exactly, I would describe the governance system so far.
No, I don't say the bad governance. I don't say bad governance is threatening peace.
That's the reason if you not in place properly, it would threaten the country in peace. So now, give we listening and view them your assessment of the governance system. Okay.
So now let us build that on the SDGs. Okay. The first one talk about no poverty. Of course, you really not go say no poverty. Maybe you go say, you try for reduce poverty. This country, been get what we been called the poverty reduction strategy, the PRS. Okay, PRSP later on. And then you also get issues about zero hunger. We don't see the two SDGs and what I don't call SDG 1 and 2. The PRSP make several attempts for address poverty reduction. Now we also they talk about beating hunger or reducing hunger. And also the good health what they talk about. When are the third SDG? Salon, I think we don't try that we have what is called the how they call it, the free health care system, where they cater for, under fives and lactating mothers. Okay. Then you get the fourth one, where they talk about quality education. And I think we all know, say, Salon also, they make an effort for move towards, reducing the burden on parents, okay, by way of producing what is called the free quality education at a particular level. And then the fifth, when are the gender equality. I mean, we know better than other people that bill been done pass. So now women them, as we even they talk, even the governance system, you have at least maybe between 20 and 30% of women's participation.
Right.
Okay. And then you also get I will leave the clean water business, the affordable and clean energy,
right,
decent work. But let we base this conversation on maybe the 10th one are the inequality, reducing inequality,
right,
and then the 16th one are peace, justice, and stronger institutions.
Right,
I think that's for predicate.
All right, Mr. Leone, we can look at the last issue we just mentioned, but
Over to you, Idris. You just don't listen to within Mr. Lahai say when a conflict resolution person. When we say it gets more know on the issues we can conflict and now for Andulam. Waiting will be your view on the things that we say we talk about peace. Describe with peace so far as a fragile one and all of that stuff.
Okay, please 1 minute. Make I just make some corrections because I now want to make UNHCR put me in a court right now. I'm a former UNHCR, but I'm glad about that.
Okay.
Currently, I'm a team lead on peace issues and emerging issues for Caritas Freetown. And what I will say towards the question we asked, the first thing I want to tell Brother Charles Lahaina say, if really it become a mediator, and as we work with the Independent Peace Commission, it will be a very good, mediator with a standing character because what you do in the first place to be honest and sincere. Indeed, instead of agreeing, I say we are in a fragile state, and this now they talk about a passive peace. We own peace program. What they do, would they make them that common way so that Goma na Kailang go understand what we they talk. Yabale na Kubola go really understand what we they talk. This what we talk about state fragility. Now passive peace. Now peace where you can say na covert conflict. It cover. Yeah. Now time bomb. Would they do certain thing we make some term? Would the pray may not be? We will go back to the 11 years and as I say, would the pray may not be? And also it talk about the fundamental rights. Once those fundamental rights of an individual are missing, now injustice, yeah. And if we want justice, if we want peace, peace go in alignment with justice. And this justice, now the given justice, when are you fundamental rights. And here also we talk about bad governance and corruption. Bad governance, now internal peace. You understand? Because it did to a government, be it the past or present or future. And the opposite of bad now good. That conflict, if you be, you get bad governance, you just go for say the only way people will see me are for be good. And you get mandates, you get constitutions, you get laws, you get policies, we go moving from being bad to good. Corruption, na external conflict. Because this is the area outside the GUI over 5 billion. You say we all over there, we forget water, you understand? We forget light, we forget good roads, we forget education. Then 1 or 2 people they come out, they siphon that 5 billion. So they eat 4 billion, now 1 billion no more left. They say this small manager. You understand? And that's not corruption. That is not external conflict. And that one day, easy to resolve. Now manage them, we go manage them because you get a lot of issues. So what you will say, I thank God, with brother, I can represent the Independent National Commission, and now we understand, say, then they facilitate this peace process we will all need between the APC, understand, and the government,
right,
and even other people. But what we want, as the start and so, may they just facilitate negotiation. Now, so a mediator for me. for take side. Just be independent, like how we sit on so in the round table. On the right hand side, under party A go there. On the left hand side, under party B go there. Then you the mediator, they middle there. You dey see that they see say you dey na your left. This they see say where you see say they na your left. In there na your right. You understand? The only thing we you dey do as a mediator, you dey facilitate negotiation.
Right.
But the very good thing, like for you first for point out the issue, and the issue will get na fragility. We not get active peace, we get passive peace. But we know the issues there will lead to bad governance. We need to work out the issues and they will get good governance.
Right.
Because if we give governance, we are in, you will get justice. You understand? And this justice is about rights, given rights. Okay. We not for wait for ensure justice, but for wait for give justice.
All right. Mr. Mansari, how ordinary citizens, for resolve issues them we get with government, we not get the opportunity for sit on a table, as you just mentioned. How ordinary citizen for resolve issue where it get with government so that Salone will continue for enjoy peace and democracy?
We'll get many issues, but the key one, we'll get these people who will always make more. To me, say they are they represent, and we don't get a lot of people that always eyebrows on us, the civil society. Now, one channel where the ordinary citizen they pass in grievances. Talk to the civil society. The civil society for able to tell government.
But again, people go say the civil society.
This is what I'm just saying. This is, the cry inside the society. Everybody they blame we because me say they represent the civil society. Now, yeah.
They blame on the reality, so not align with political party, or not interest and for
well, that's
self
the
a
thing,
political
we are
party.
divided. Like I said, you get some which is wrong. One thing about political party, what they are, I vote. Because I vote, I belong to a political party. You vote, even Mr. Lai vote. But that's not persuade me from doing the right thing. Yeah? So now the first thing that one day,
so meaning
don't see me say yes because I vote, I get a party. Yes, I have a party that I'm supporting. But when it comes to human issues, human rights, even if I'm a party day, I should be bold enough to say, these are the needs of the community. I belong to that community. I'm part of the community. So for all the people accountable. So we, the civil society, we are middle managers in society. And this is bad. Because the middle manager like a bridge between the leaders, you understand, and the community.
Okay.
And in that middle manager business, if you sway, if you get to the government, then the community will suffer. If you get to the community, the government will say, no, you are against me.
So there's no need for civil society at all?
There is a need because we get a role for play. But we will be honest, we will be trustworthy, we will be sincere to be cause. This is the problem.
So then thing that we mentioned, honest.
They are lacking. You can hold me responsible because I'm part of the civil society community.
All right.
We have a lot to do.
Okay.
Because we are middle managers. We are between the leaders and the community people.
we dey go online now for talk to Edward Kingston Jumbla. We na somebody we represent one net. Presently, in Ghana, we get online for get a young part concerning the issue of peace. We salon to join other countries in the world for celebrate. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Them.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and good morning to Mr. Lopambulem.
All right, Salon they join other countries in the world today for celebrate the International Peace Day. So, how you would describe peace from the angle of ONEP?
Well, peace from the angle of ONEP, basically they talk about how we all live together, now one community, whether you're a man or woman, you're a pekin, you're an adult, whether you are whatever tribe you belong to, we all cohabit and we all live together as one. And then also peace can also mean different things to different people. Them you go agree with me, say for marketing them, if they grab that money, they able to carry the goods at the market, they able to get sales for the day, able to feed their family, then a peace for them. For people away, they travel, they able to do them travel, can go outside they want for go, nobody not disturb them, nobody not distract them. That could also mean peace for them. So peace is very essential, very important for the personal growth as well as collective growth as well.
You're not a regional conflict analyst in West Africa for ONEP, but before you go Ghana, you be also done the salon. So far, I believe say they follow issues them where they happen now different West Africa country them. Waiting will be best description where it come West Africa in terms of peace, looking at the facts for say now neighboring country them don't the experience school.
Yes, well, before we actually look at that, I want to draw family attention to this region we call West Africa, which I don't come out so far, and a region where internationally as well as within the region we always have forbid people away don't they practice democratic governance. And we see inside the 2000 where we leaders then be born together, where they're able to restore peace. Now the Mano River Union, which I will get Salom be the power, Liberia be the power, and some other uncertainties will be in Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire. We see how they're able to make sure peace then at the region at some point. And we also believe so within a region which I ballot box for elected leaders and at the priority, and that they would all see peaceful transfer of power now countries like Ghana, like even we also alone, Nigeria, Liberia, Benin, all of them countries don't hold democratic multi-party elections and then don't also elect their leaders. And a region which will come very close in 2001 for adopt a protocol they call democracy and governance protocol where we put limit for how long a particular person for president for dinner power. It's no more than 2 terms. And put some conditions that say before elections, like 6 months, for change the laws and some other things that they fighting the way they do inside that document today. And then also you remember saying a region we also don't stand firm for against authoritarian regimes. For example, like what did happen now the Gambia for over 22 years. When the time come when the people then decide say Jamaica for go, we see say it go. But notwithstanding that, we don't begin to see a decline in with democratic dispensation. We don't see a lot of decline. We don't see coup, for example, in the last 3 years, we don't see 6 coup now the region. And 4 unsuccessful one. The 6th coup you get Guinea, within Yawide, you get Burkina Faso, when a 2 happened there, you get Mali, 2 9 happened there, and now we talk about Niger as well. And unsuccessful coup, we see some in Niger, we see Burkina Faso, we see the Gambia, we see Guinea-Bissau as well, we get unsuccessful coup. And now, even inside Salon, we get one case where we look at, where there's a military subversion, where some personnel and not even arrest them and all of that, they happen. But what it is they tell we, that democracy is now being tested and contested in the region. Even though when NCR happened, ECOWAS put in place some mechanisms for sanctioning countries the way make coup, seize the leaders them asset, then never go out, freeze the country financial asset, let nobody not go with TFAM, and then also them for press them and make them put pressure on them so that they go able for return the country quickly to peaceful. Yes, please.
So in terms of the example the way you don't make within West Africa region, is it that some of the leaders them not only uphold democratic value and best practice?
To a very large extent, we don't see a slip in that direction. If you look at what they happen, we see a lot of non-inclusive governance. What does that mean? We don't suicide leader then just sit down and change constitutions them and extend themselves, empower them. We see that in Guinea, and the ultimate, the after effect of that coup we see. We see again the president also in Côte d'Ivoire did the same thing. He said first, they run, and then later I change his mind, and then change constitution, and then run, and today I still him up as president. We also see Togo as well get the same kind of situation. So when we see all them could happen, they show say yes indeed, leaders then prefer for entrench themselves in power for their own personal needs rather than really respect the country and constitution and when they tell them how therefore conduct elections and peacefully transfer power if the people then decide.
So in this particular term now, waiting other West Africa country them way in any way not get sign of your quote for begin do for uphold the best practice of peace, so that all of the West Africa country them no go they in a situation of coup. When are some of the best practice them waiting for begin put in place?
Yeah, I think that's not the thing we talk about. Say, let we make politics more inclusive. Let we able for reach out to the one that we lost elections and encourage them for come and participate. We make the space open and be very honest with the discussions that within that space. Because after elections, what you need for focus span, that development. Because every political party, they look at how they go help for make the suffering of the people them reduce, or if not better, for make them conditions them better. But you find out, say, instead of they do that, we they see a much more entrenchment in terms of poverty. Now, these days, you go across the region, we see price increase, poverty getting in bold letters, people that live well, housing conditions, they're very deplorable, roads, they're not there. People that where they do agriculture, they know they get the kind of support. We see a lot of things that where they happen, where they show, say, with democracy, not the old water at all. People are not getting knowledge.
Mr.
as
Jongla,
well.
waiting will be best description of Salone situation. Not to secret for say the main opposition still get certain things that we didn't stand on. We make them say they're not going to take part in governance. And one of the things that we didn't stand on are that the election not be free and fair. In somebody when I analyze on certain things on a particular conflict issue, I will describe this whole situation.
The whole situation of Salone, we can call and say we get a kind of a stalemate at the moment, in a sense that after the election, we don't feel side the opposition don't raise issues. We don't see side, of course, a lot of things don't happen, a lot of water don't throw under the table. But as a nation, we think that we get a lot for do for make sure say we're able for first of all correct what did not happen so that it not going to happen again in the future. And then also the things that we don't do when we not do well, we try for correct them. And the one that we do officially we do well, we try for increase the action so they take around them. But the unfortunate thing where they happen in our country right now is that we get a situation where we political parties are not they see one side. Everybody don't hold a position. Everybody don't hold a position, and the position is so tough that we need a neutral party to come for help them for sit down at the table and talk. So that's
in line with the correction way they say, political party them for make who side them for start for begin make this correction and amend the disagreement with the already.
Well, at the point now where disagreements they controversy they, the first thing we need for do first now for able to get back to the basis and sit down and begin for talk about what we don't do way wrong. We understand them. Everybody know what happened during this process. So let we all sit down, we map those things, we'll be very honest with yourself and call things by the proper names, and then we move on. Okay, we start the challenge and then we identify them, and then we sit down, we map way out. Now the first thing that we can't continue for hot fire with fire. With a hot fire with extinguisher or with water, something will get opposite reaction. Now we use to do that. But if we say we want to use them through protest, through demonstration, through all of these things what they do, we don't already speak loud and clear.
As a regional conflict analyst for West Africa, what will be a message of peace to everybody? Because peace now the two will make we all able to work, go now different place of work and business. What you go say in line with that?
I want to members alone family say we don't come out far. We say we don't come out, we not go want for go back there. And I'm sure the beginning of the day today will not be there where they tell the facts and they tell where all the bad things that happen. We will get time for even sit down for explain to them, make them understand exactly. So when somebody go say, oh, make we jump at it, that will challenge government, we will understand how we do them in such a way that we go dialogue, we go engage, which is very, very important. When we talk, we go able to resolve the problems, we able to understand we self. Remember, say, even the 10-year war we fight, now only when we go at the table, when we talk, now we able to understand we self, now we able to resolve.
Okay, well, plenty thank you to you for that your contribution, the way you make for the International Day of Peace, when at today, September 21. Well, that's how we online guest, Edward Jumbla, Regional Conflict Analyst, West Africa Network for Peace Building, where they Accra, Ghana now, which everybody making your input for the International Day of Peace. Well, plenty thank you to you for you be part of the program.
Before we take with other studio guests from Ghana, I may ask about the opposition issues, dialogue where they happen between government and the opposition, and the body where they between them for CC on settle some of the issues them where don't they happen. How far with that particular engagement today?
The engagement still there on. We get increased effort for contribute, for bring sanity to the process, but we also get for understand the role where the Peace Commission they play. The Peace Commission they play a third-party role, it's an interlocutor. Some people then can say the Peace Commission they negotiate, and I think we need to understand say there is a difference between negotiating and mediating. So what we are basically doing is to mediate, is to set the infrastructure for mediation. We want to set the context very clear, and doing so means say we get for try for see how we could bring the parties them together. You bring the parties them together. I mean, let them come out with the grievances. Let them come out with waiting at their needs. Let them come out with waiting at their positions. So once you're able to set the table, the context for bring them a table, that is where it starts. Okay, and I think say I don't want to get into that too much because the process still they go on, and if we be concern as Sierra Leoneans, for let we ensure say we do what we reasonably can for make the parties they understand say this country belongs to all of us, and it behooves all of us for say we they drive the interests of this nation.
All right. The APC party mention a lot of things them we then say them want, before they start for talk. But law get them from the Peace Commission. What actually the APC party say they want presently?
I know they say waiting the APC party say at the table, okay, but everybody knows say the APC party been don't make their own demands. Number one, in the first place, they say they accept the elections result, okay, and then number two, they say the commissioners of NEC, I mean the National Electoral Commission, for resign. And then they for put travel bans on people, and also that they participate in governance, and that means that elected representatives and not go participate in the House of Parliament as well as in the councils. But when Jomla in the talk, one thing we just come to mind now that following the Civil War, the 11 years of Civil War, we go for good talk how we go move this country before and which process will be followed. We be follow, the process we go bring we to a negotiating table, okay? And that comprehensive peace agreement where the government been go sign. It was not the government it was not President Kaba, it was the government of Sierra Leone, okay? And the RUF and all other parties will be involved. Then we put certain things inside the Truth and Reconciliation report, okay? And to date, we know say all of them recommendations, those very beautiful recommendations. Some recommendations were, they've been based on legal policy reviews. Some recommendations been based on, setting up institutions, and some of those institutions are up and running, including the Human Rights Commission, including the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. Now we force them, they call them the Commission for the Consolidation of Peace. So the TRC, don't present all of those very good recommendations. So I think we are here because we're not able to follow the implementation of those recommendations. And that is one of the prime responsibility of the Peace Commission.
Okay.
But being the prime responsibility of the Peace Commission, we also want the buy-in of Sierra Leoneans. For letting them know, say, with or without the Peace Commission, peace is a fundamental requirement. Now you and me get them. Okay, so let's look at the substantive issues. And what are these substantive issues? Number one, what do we go do for prevent violence? Number two, what do we go do for make we able for manage conflict?
Okay.
Number three, what do we go do for make we able for sustain the peace where we get? They call fragile peace in quote. And number four, what you go do for make people for build national cohesion?
Okay,
these are all things that way, if we look at them as nationals, as Sierra Leoneans, as citizens, then some of them things that they talk about go be things of the past.
Another money again. And I look at the money, how you do. How you come in, we left office, but don't put something. You want to because no, so and they go shine another one. Now you don't go shine. Now say waiting, I say this boy, I got liver. I say, when I talk down there, I say talking about building. I not to show you EPA behind this democracy, you want the past. I from Oibo with the building, JJ and I now say some bobo and just the film behind there. Now show the building don't turn grassroots man. Grassroots and the building don't turn. Rayman, Chief Man, Swearman, you all keep standing now, man. Now, what you do, what you call. No one's this building, no be democracy of Wokambo. Here we make a recreational center. Minister of Sport, Notion Timan, Madama, I just want to use na stadium no more you can be sport for on a football. Because I know they see you clearly. I know they see waiting they go on. But here we talk about the stadium first, man. I don't see and say, just like me, good person today, you say if you look like football bad. Not a problem, man. Not a problem. But other sport than they will be said and ghetto and then self forget you. But Okay, them person athletic. You not think say them self for the watch the stadium? When the people go there for swim, them self not get old. Okay, I know they talk nothing. At the wait, let that stadium they done. Let be say person can complain say how the side the way they make for track. Then they in a tight body get. Then they get slack body. I say no go good oh. I say no go good. Okay oh. I say Minister of Transport. I say push oh. I say how you dey do. I say they see the inspection. I say but where? I say you say how you dey look so. And also you know that AC motor car you dey inside. I say but we be say now we dey break and long gun for transport to the Filipino. Take care oh. The bike oh. I say we see fuel go up. Then self don't get them up mechanism. Nothing all day. Nothing I no blame you. I cannot blame. I can blame the person where they on top, where for don't give regulation to unu. But I know they talk nothing again. I say nothing. I know they talk don't do and they say. Yeah, understand say this fuel go inside him commode. I say wetin go be, na it go be. Me na the honorable Akabot.
Well, welcome back from Wakaboti program. Good morning, Salon. They continue today as International Peace Day na September 21. Radio Democracy, they look at some of the challenges where the country get from peace and how Salon people for play their role for ensure the country gets proper and sustainable peace. And so far we get two studio guests, Charles Lahai, Director Conflict Resolution from the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. Also we get Idris Gibson Mansari, former National Peace Education Advisor, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Now, on our input, on don't make so far, on all give your own description of the current peace in the country. Mr. Mansari described as a passive one, and you say the country in peace fragile. Now we'll look at the role of everybody in terms of ensuring that we get a sustainable peace. The issue of peace not just about the one already in governance or leadership position. On so much to emphasize it, everybody gets a role for play for foster peace. I will start with you, Mr. Lahai. When are some of the things we citizens for consider and do so that the country will get a real peace and a sustainable one, starting from bottom to top?
Okay, so thank you very much. Before I go into that, I just want to quickly quote within the UN Secretary General say, particularly in line with this year's commemoration. It says, peace is needed today more than ever. It says, war and conflict don't unleash devastation, it don't unleash poverty, it don't unleash hunger, and it don't drive tens of millions of people from their homes. Them. It don't say tens of thousands, so it says tens of millions. And further say, climate chaos, they all around. And even peaceful countries where if you say peaceful, then they grapple with inequalities and political polarization. So not to we no more as a nation. So now what we go do? They call this year, the theme this year, now a call where they recognize your own input as an individual, your own input as a community, your input as a nation, individual and collective responsibilities. What we go do for make we able foster peace? Now that make I've been talk say, let we look at the residual issues where we get for make we able for drive we own process. What you go do for make we prevent violence? Election done, they don't call results. Before you go now do, you go begin cause problem, you go begin provoke you comping, or you go begin for cause you comping, sit down, accept and move on. The other thing, what you go do for make you able for manage this peace where we get? I think we need for come together. We need for see ourselves as one. We need for understand say for make you able to get peace. Me self get for sure say I get peace. So that is why we need for set the context straight. We also need for sustain the peace where we get. We know what thing they happen. Today you come on and do this person go talk A, this person go talk B. As one person talks to, the other person want for answer them. So I think so we get for understand say we all get competing interests. But it also not mean say because I don't agree with you, I forfeit you. No, not to that it mean. And then building national cohesion means we all get for it's a journey. We all get for worker together. You get for the BMA where you take your own step, I take me on. But what thing they happen over the years now that we don't use politics for break relationships. We don't use politics for deepening we disagreement. We don't use politics for spread anger all over the place. And whatever way you look at, not to two political parties then get for rule at the same time. So now that make up and say peace now a life-sustaining requirement. You need them and need them. So now we come back again to what my colleague been they talk about democracy, elections, and governance. Until we're able to understand, say, you get away for participate. You know me say the way they participate, now you say now the way you say for participate. By merely even just sending out peace messages, go help for promote peace.
Okay.
And that is why as a commission, today, this day, we don't engage. We engage today. We have a program at the Bintumani Conference Center where we go engage every sector of society. For let we talk about what will be your responsibility as a citizen, what will be your responsibility as a political party, what will be your responsibility as an organization for make we able for push this country from one side to a higher height.
Okay,
knowing very well that we don't score high goals na the Global Peace Index.
Okay, Mr. Lahai, over to you, Idris Gibson Sisi, in line with the same question where I be through to Mr. Lahai.
Okay, the first place we want to talk about, the issue within a table right now. There is problem between government and the opposition. And the role where right now the independent commission they play and other, people like the Commonwealth, now a third party role. And this third party role is very critical for we right now. Why we say critical, one thing we appreciate that, the government is ready to talk with the opposition. And the opposition themselves are ready for talk with the government. Then a fine, thing that one day, where they all don't do for we as a nation. Yeah. But the third party, the role where they for play, they for only facilitate negotiation between the two parties. May they not lean, may they not take side to either the opposition or take side to the government. Then for the middle, they know the issues them, but they just work like a shepherd. A shepherd, they work out with his flock. If the one go right hand side, they want bend the road, he say, no, come on. If one go left, he say, no. He tap him, he say, come on. Now the role where they for play, for facilitate negotiation, that now one for the third party. But for the two party, may they say believe, say, the sooner you agree for mediation, they all for put the card on the table. Now a win-win, now a give and take. One person enough for gladly, one cry. Una two for happy. Una like a bargain. You want this phone? How much for them? Now 2,000 euros. Now pay you 1,000 euros. Now give me 5,000 euros.
Okay.
Then two for talk. Say they meet up. When they meet up, they will two laugh. So now you give and take. So no feel say when you don't agree for mediation, as you don't around table, you forget percentage past the other person. Una all for agree on terms. And then they will go talk to. The Kriso, we get one role we want play. Like the institution right now where the work na Caritas, we get the Justice and Peace Commission. We executive director way na Father Container, a priest. You want to know the following page. He always they preach peace. So one like the imams, the pastors, when they begin preach peace, na the maslasi and na the mosque them. Then the teachers them. One like the teachers they begin teach peace na the schools, primary, secondary, and university. We want the journalists, when they begin write peace. The journalists. Una say for talk peace, like now host we so happy.
Because our data just
want to say one
of whole and how do you answer this
today? Now one piece one day. We left for host me. I left me host this morning and all drink coffee self. As I come, una don't improve. Now don't go before. Now give it tea. Because I need for me this morning.
Thank you very much.
Now one way that one they want a peace. Then with the civil society who for monitor the peace, the independent commission for monitor the peace process, who for advisor for advice. For bring justice, and the justice like I talk say is a given thing. We not for wait for ensure justice.
Right.
If we wait for ensure justice, then water go don't pass.
So as we say, now for preach peace, waiting go be Idris Gibson Mansari, a message of peace to every Sierra Leonean.
Togetherness, oneness, give and take. Understand? Forgive and forget. We are one people. You understand? We are one saloon. And two, we see the thing that we dissolve small this tribal thing. And not get control over being a local. you don't get control over being a Madingo. If you get rights for the Manigo man, you know, command gear. You understand, eh? You don't get right over them.
All right, quick one. You mentioned about religious leader them supposed for the preach na church and mosques, but the same religious leader them people on the point and finger pad and say themselves not done the try for push the country in peace and democracy go before, because most terrorists until they happen they say they don't hide under their finger.
Well, fine, good that this is the one key role that they play. The radio. They puts this up, and it is true. People they accuse some imams and some pastors, not all. So today, as they get this information, they get a key role for play, because at one point, you understand, of contact for humanity. You understand it? Now another single point of failure in the country, because they expect them say, if I say do as I do as I say, but not say don't do as I do. Understand as I say. So that one of the things that one they for do. Now one single point of failure for we passive peace in this country. So the imams and the pastors they have a political party. You understand? And they right for belong to political party. Okay. But when it come on national issue, they then stand as we give them the respect as priests.
Plenty thank you to you, Idris Gibson Mansaye, former National Peace Education Advisor, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Over to you, Mr. Lahai. As this now a day of peace, every individual for send a message or practice peace. Waiting you go say from the Commission of Peace, we now get one responsibility for ensure say on mediate and also intervene for ensure say the country get peace, manage and sustain them. Waiting will be a message of peace to all.
Okay, we message that with the increase we level of peace education, peace and civic education, and we want communities, we want for we drive, we want indigenous peace building processes. We want to see that with the established local community, local structures, them will be able to mediate between people and support community action groups them for we able to drive peace at all levels. And that is why today, when we meet the meeting at Bintumani, we want to bring sectors them of society for let them talk to people. Them we will get something like a panel discussion where people then go talk to young people then go talk to civil society, and then we know say unity what they talk about is built in our humanity. And a good enough for let we civilize this peace where we get so that it not go slip off we hands. But I think I want Mr. Frank for use this opportunity for thank 98.1 very much. I see much improvement there now. The inscription on the teacups same way when I don't give you this morning make we feel. This also they help for promote peace. We don't count this morning. We know it now, we houses them, when I don't can give with tea and water, and if every Sierra Leonean will just learn how for share, regardless of the little way you get. If you're not able for share, but let you know, say, if you not give person, not talk bad for them. Right. So let we all join hands together, let we promote this peace, let we support the existing structures, let we support government, let we increase with civic education, not poor team when a government property. Right. Because you self in one way they contribute for build a particular team where you deploy.
Okay, well, plenty thank you for the compliment to the station. We appreciate that. Well, in name now Charles Lahai, the Director of Conflict Resolution from the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, and also we will get Idris Gibson Mansaye, former National Peace Education Advisor, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Thank you all to be with guests inside our program Good Morning Salon this Thursday morning.